How cold is too cold to ride? How low of a temperature will I ride down to? These are kind of common questions that I'm seeing this time of year on all of the social media platforms. Not uncommon. And then, of course, that leads into, well, what about gear? What gear do you use? Heated gear, all of that stuff. I wanted to talk to y'all about all that today and mention something that people don't often talk about and really don't even consider when it comes to how cold is too cold to ride. What's up? I'm Jim. Welcome back to J Street Moto. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. It is November 1st here in the Charlotte metro area. And it's a little chilly today. I think right now it's in the, I'll call it mid 40s, which is a little chilly. It's not what I would consider cold by any standard, but it's a little chilly. And I've been seeing, with it getting to be this time of year, I've been seeing a lot of posts on social media, forums, you know, YouTube, well, not necessarily YouTube, but Facebook and those kinds of places, asking, hey, you know, what's the coldest you guys ride down to? How cold is too cold to ride? What kind of gear do you use? All those kinds of questions come up. I'm going to caveat this whole conversation first by saying, where I live, we really, as far as I'm concerned, there is no riding season. It doesn't really get cold enough here for me to say I'm not going to go out and ride. So pretty much year round, especially during the cold months, at a minimum, I'm out on my motorcycle 2 times a week. That's a minimum. Sometimes it's more, but at a minimum, 2. And I know there are a lot of you that are watching this that probably live in climates where you can't do that. You have to winterize your bike. You literally have a riding season. But I think you'll find some value in what I'm getting ready to talk about anyway. So keeping that in mind, or bearing that in mind, that it really doesn't get that cold here. Probably the coldest temperatures that I've witnessed in Charlotte that I've actually ridden in, think like somewhere between 20 degrees and 25 degrees Fahrenheit. And with the current setup that I have in terms of gear, I'm able to do that temperature at highway speeds, think 70, 80 miles an hour. At least I could on my Road King. I could go for about an hour, hour and a half, and then I needed to stop and let like my hands thaw out and warm up a little bit because I was starting to get too cold. You know what I mean. If you've ridden in cold weather, you understand what I'm saying. You start to get too cold. And, you know, so that's, I know those aren't really frigid temperatures. Some of you are going to listen to that number and go, holy shit, dude, I'd never ride below 4. You're right now, 45 is my cutoff. I won't ride in that. And I respect that. You know, everybody needs to do their own thing. But before you go down the rabbit hole of, well, I just want to, what kind of gear do I want? Do I want heated gear? Do I want this? Do I want that? Because cold weather gear can be a pretty significant investment. Especially when you start talking heated gear. Some of that stuff is, you know, you're talking $1,000 for a damn jacket. It can get expensive. Before you go down the road of, well, I got to have this gear and I got to have that gear and this and that, I want you to consider the most important piece of gear when it comes to riding in cold weather. And I don't think people think about this that often. What motorcycle are you on? It makes a difference. And this is coming from someone that had a Road King special that I put 75,000 miles on, rode in all sorts of temperatures. In fact, that 20 to 25 degree range, I established that on my Road King special because I have not had this one at a time when it was that cold again for me to ride it and see if I could ride colder or for longer. I can tell you right now, on the Road King, if you've got a motorcycle that doesn't have any wind protection on the front, your mindset around what kind of gear you need to have should be different than the guy that has a bike like a Road Glide, like this 24 Road Glide with the wind protection on the front of it. How I approach cold weather riding, nice freaking car, dude, I like that. How I approach cold weather riding on this bike is significantly different than how I did on the Road King, because on this one it is almost cheating. It honestly is. On the Road King, I for sure would have been wearing a leather jacket today. On this one, I got a sweatshirt and this armored flannel, but the flannel's not that thick. And I'm perfectly comfortable. I will be comfortable even up to a few degrees cooler. Like think high 30s, low 40s. Because I'm not eating a shit ton of wind. The fairing routes it all around me. My hands don't even get as cold. I'm wearing thin gloves today that I would not have been able to wear were I on the Road King, because the way my windshield is, it routes the wind around my hands. So my hands don't get cold as quickly or as much. So I strongly urge all of you that are watching this to consider the motorcycle you're on first before you start going down the rabbit hole of, well, how much gear do I need? And do I, now don't get me wrong, you just want to go spend money. Go spend money, buy all of it, buy all the gear, throw it on, and what I'm going to tell you is you're probably going to be hot if you're wearing a bike like this when the weather's colder. If you're on a bike that doesn't have any kind of wind protection on the front of it, you might need all those layers, right? Now for me, I've been freaking battling my own brain for years about heated gear. I love the idea of it. On the Road King, I didn't have a hookup for it, so I was like, I opted instead to go the other route, which for me at least meant leather. So think insulated leather pants, think riding jeans that are thicker than your regular jeans that protect you from the wind, think long johns. That would be my lower layer at 20 degrees on the Road King. On this bike, once I got down that low, I probably need, I don't know if I need the leather pants. I for sure need the long johns and the riding pants, or I need the riding pants and the leather pants and scrap the long johns. I don't know that I need all three, because this one, the way the wind routes around me, again, my legs don't get cold like they used to. I'm not wearing long johns today, and on the Road King, I would have had to wear them. To be comfortable, I'm going to spend all day on the bike. To be comfortable out riding on a day like today, I probably would have had long johns on when I left the house this morning, and then stripped them off later during the day, because that's how I approach cold weather riding. Down here, it might be cold when you leave, but it's going to jack up 20 or 30 degrees middle of the day while you're out, and then it's going to drop again before you get home. So I would layer up, and I would just shed stuff when it started to get warmer, and then I'd put it back on when it started to get colder. And that's how I manage cold weather riding. How you do it's up to you. But for me, I've been thinking about heated gear, and I'm just like, I can't. I had an old boss once that used to say, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And that's kind of how I feel about heated gear when it comes to me and the environment that I ride in most frequently. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Spending that kind of money on something that I'm rarely going to need to use doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Might make sense to you, but it doesn't make sense to me. I want to go take the thumbnail for this episode. So we're going to pull in here. I got a nice little parking garage I like to go to the top to when the weather's nice, and take some shots up there. So we're going to do that. But yeah, for me, heated gear doesn't make sense. For you, it might 100% make sense for you. So you should buy it. If I lived in a climate where, and when I say I've ridden down to 20 degrees, there might be 3 days of the winter around here that gets that cold. The rest of the time, it is it's extremely mild. You'll see weeks where it never gets above like 38. But down in the 20s is kind of a rarity around here. So it's not like I got to do it that frequently. If I lived a little further north or lived more up in the mountains, I would have different things to consider, and I might feel differently about buying heated gear and making that investment. But for me, what I have right now is perfect for my setup. Now, all of this is, I assume it goes without saying, there's no precipitation on the road. That's the big thing. If there's precipitation on the road and there's a chance of black ice, that kind of stuff, I'm not riding in those conditions. I'm just not. It doesn't make sense for me to ride in those conditions, so I'm not going to ride in those conditions. I gotta tell you, the bike loves this temperature. So yeah, for me, heated gear doesn't make a lot of sense. Not mainly because of all the other investment I've made in the other stuff that I have. Had I not had that other stuff, had heated gear been something a little more available when I was getting the leather and all that stuff, then yes, I probably would have bought heated gear, because it makes sense. It's rational. It's a valid thing to use. Gotta remember how to get the hell out of here, because I never remember how to get out of this place. I think we go this way. So yeah, for me, heated gear is it's nothing I can use. It's nothing I should use, honestly. So I don't have it. I don't own any of it. What I have instead is leather pants. I have leather pants. I have riding jeans. I have tons of sweatshirts and long sleeve t-shirts for up top, and I layer those with a leather coat or with this like flannel, and that's how I manage temperature throughout the day during the cold season. And again, we don't get a lot of precipitation here. It's not like we get a lot of snow. It's not like there's a lot of ice on the roads. We do have to worry. We do have to worry about black ice, because around here, if rain ends up getting on the roads, you're gonna have, and the weather drops significantly, where the standing water's at, there is a high chance that it's going to freeze over. And black ice is not fun. Black ice isn't fun in a car when you have four wheels. Certainly not fun on a motorcycle. So I do pay attention to that before I go ride. Sometimes you don't have the option. Sometimes I'm traveling and I have to get on the bike and leave and go somewhere. And on days like that, when I know there's a chance for black ice, I'm very cognizant of my lane position and trying to avoid what looks like wet spots as much as possible. But yeah, I'm interested in knowing what your thoughts are. How cold do you ride down to? Do you ride in cold weather? If you do, what kind of gear do you use? Have you ever noticed, is this if the only bike you've ever owned in your life is a 24 Road Glide or 25 Road Glide or Road Glide in general, something with a massive fairing on the front of it that shields you from all the wind, if that's all your experience has ever been on a motorcycle riding in cold weather, then you might not be able to answer this question. But if you've had other motorcycles that don't have that kind of wind protection, have you noticed, like I have, that there's a difference, that it's changed the kind of gear you need? And you find that you're not using stuff you used to use all the time, that you don't need to use that at the same temperatures on the bike that has all the wind protection. I can't be the only one that thinks this, or that believes it, or that has experienced it. So yeah, drop that down in the comments and let me know. I'd love your thoughts on it. But yeah, that's it. This was going to be a short one. It's a cool day. I figured I would talk about yeah, I'm not going to cut this out. Figured I would talk about cold weather riding I figured I would talk about cold weather riding gear, and you know, my thoughts on it, and especially the fact that, do you consider your motorcycle when you're talking about the kind of gear that you think you need? Because not all motorcycles are created equal when it comes to riding in cold weather. At least it's been my experience that not all motorcycles are created equal when it comes to riding in cold weather. So yeah, drop it down in the comments. Let me know if it's already gotten to the point of the year where you've winterized your bike and put her away for the season. Let me know if you live in a spot like that, and what it is that makes that choice for you. I think, and I could be wrong, so I'm going to rely on Moose. I'm going to call on you to answer this question, because I think New Hampshire would fall into this category. Are there states up north, in the northern part of the U.S., are there states where it is illegal to ride your bike past a certain month before, you know, is there like a cutoff? Like, you are not allowed to ride a motorcycle between November or December and March. I'd be interested in knowing if they have restrictions like that in different states. I got to imagine there's some states in the country that fall into that category, and that it should give you some kind of insurance break, because you're not having to insure your motorcycle for 12 months out of the year. You're only having to insure it for however many months you're riding it. But I'd be interested in knowing. I honestly would. I live in a place where that's not even a possibility for them to do. So it's kind of like, there's got to be states, and I got to think, like, Maine probably falls into that category. New Hampshire falls into that category. Got to think maybe upstate New York, or hell, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho. I got to think places like that might fall into that category of, yeah, you're not allowed to ride bikes between this point of the year and this point of the next year, because it's not safe. You can't ride them. You're not allowed to have them on the road. I'd be interested in knowing. I honestly would. And how do you feel about that? Are there days where it's like, shit, man, it's beautiful today, it's not cold, why can't I get out on my bike? Because the damn state says I'm not allowed to ride it during these months. I'd be interested in knowing your thoughts on it. And I know it just comes with, you know, kind of the territory of where you live. But yeah, let me know. Let me know down in the comments. We're over 2,800 subscribers. I'd like to get to 3,000. So if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, maybe consider doing so. Share this content with your friends that might find it interesting. Click the notification bell. Like this video. All that stuff helps the channel, and it's absolutely free to you. No matter what you do, check on your buddies, make sure they're doing well, and always ride safe.